Today on The Young and the Restless, Tessa helps a hopeless-feeling Daniel, Claire shares news with her parents, and Daniel takes matters into his own hands. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. At Society, Daniel sips a drink and blinks as the Halloween decorations get blurry. Tessa walks in and he smirks. Hey, trick or treat. Tessa sits and tells him how sorry she is. How are you holding up? Daniel says not so good. She asks how many drinks he's had and warns her's not driving home. Daniel assures her he took a cab. He's nothing if not responsible, which is funny to hear from a murder suspect. Daniel orders another drink and Tessa questions if he wants to do that. He could talk about it instead. Daniel tells her Heather's gone, he misses the hell out of her. He's been arrested for her murder, which he didn't do, but he can't prove. He feels like he's drowning. He can't get to the surface, and doesn't even know if he wants to anymore. Tessa asks about Lucy. Daniel says she's on tour with Danny and shows her pictures of her dressed as Catwoman for Halloween. He hopes she can escape the pain for one night. He resumes drinking. Tessa says the pain will still be there in the morning and he'll have a crushing headache too. Daniel chuckles. Tessa decides he needs a sober-up burrito. Daniel agrees to try it. Kyle and Summer enter the Abbott house with Harrison, who is dressed as a ghost. They laugh about a witch blowing out of a tree and making Summer scream. Harrison gets sent upstairs to change and Summer tells Kyle tonight was a really nice escape. I'm glad we could do this as a family. Kyle smiles. I am too. Summer thanks her ex for tonight. It was nice to do something fun and normal, and not have to think about Daniel's situation. Kyle's there if she needs to talk about it. She says it's been hard. She doesn't want to make Daniel feel worse. Her mom's going crazy, and I guess I kinda do want to talk about it. Do you mind? They sit, and Summer and Kyle go over how awful it is to lose the love of your life and then be charged with their murder. Summer thinks it's clearly a setup. Her mom has a theory that it's Sharon getting payback for Cassie. It sounds crazy, but no crazier than believing her brother is guilty. She gets that Chance is just doing his job. It's just frustrating. Kyle hopes it doesn't get in the way of their relationship. Summer finds it weird to hear him talk about it. Kyle thinks he's a good guy and they seem like a good fit. Summer says it's hard not to take it personally when he arrested her brother. If a decent guy won't look for the truth, then what chance does Daniel have? In the club, Victoria tells Claire that Johnny and Katie are too cool to spend Halloween with a parent. Claire jokes that she's the uncool sibling. She's glad Cole could join them because she's come to a pretty big decision about her future. Summer and Kyle don't need her as much for Harrison now, and she told Mariah and Tessa she couldn't accept their employment offer either. She's going to accept Nikki's offer to work with her. Her parents don't look thrilled. Claire's surprised that Victoria's not happier about her decision. Cole says they thought she loved working with kids. Claire says it's always there for her if she wants it. She's a Newman now and would like to find out if there's a place for her in the family business. I'm kind of excited. Taking in their expressions, she asks what's going on. Victoria hadn't given her the details before, but now that she's seriously considering Nikki's offer, she needs to know all the facts. Victoria tells Claire that her grandfather intends to take Chancellor away from Billy. He's hoping Billy will self-destruct and he'll swoop in and run the company, and her mom will run it. Claire had no idea. She asks why he's doing it. Victoria says he goes after what he wants and worries about the fallout later. She warns that Billy can be very vindictive. Cole asks if she still wants any part of this. At the Abbott house, Kyle tells Summer she has to keep believing that the truth will come out and Daniel will be exonerated. Emotional, Summer says it seems everything is stacked against him right now. He could go to prison. Kyle learns Christine is his lawyer and is optimistic. Summer gripes about her and her mother hating each other. Kyle thinks Phyllis should get over it. Look at them. They agree they're living proof that anyone can get along. Summer thinks he's good at the pep talk thing. Kyle hopes it's helping. She says it is. She just wishes they could give some of it to Daniel. She worries about what will happen to Lucy. Kyle puts his arm around her and pulls her close. Harrison appears on the stairs and smiles. At Society, Tessa keeps Daniel company. He chuckles about her giving. About Summer's custody case, she doesn't remember what she recommended, and neither does he. Daniel knows it was heartfelt and wise. Like mind your own business. They also had a contest to see who had the more dysfunctional family. Tessa will keep it for now. She believes he's innocent. Daniel laments that he didn't see any of this coming. Tessa shows Daniel photos of Aria dressed up as a princess for Halloween. He muses that he used to love Halloween. Heather would go all out. It was one of her favorite holidays. Now it reminds him that she's gone. Tessa confides she has a soft spot for old monster movies. When the lights go on, everyone's safe. Daniel thinks it would be nice if life worked that way. Tessa suggests he help her pack up the scary decorations. Daniel decides he's in, so she starts showing him where the boxes are kept. At the Abbott house, Harrison joins his parents on the sofa and picks out some candy from his bucket. The boy offers them some candy too. They laugh at him, limiting them to 2 pieces each. Summer wants the lollipop Kyle chose, so they trade. Harrison tells them this was the best Halloween ever. It would have been fun if Claire came too, but this was great. He really misses his mom living there. They promise to do more family stuff like this. Harrison yawns and asks them both to read him a bedtime story. After Harrison's asleep, Kyle offers Summer a drink. She accepts. He says, "Here's to more family nights like tonight, and better days for you and your family." She says, "For you family too." She heard Diane moved out. Kyle says his dad's talking to a lawyer about an annulment. He hopes he's serious about this because his mother's showing her true color, and it isn't pretty. Jack even fired her from Jabot. His dad is heartbroken and angry. Kyle thanks Summer for not saying, "I told you so." She says he looks too sad right now to rub it in. Kyle says at least he and his dad can talk and be civil again. Summer knows how much his father adores him. She's sure he'll be begging him to come back to Jabot. Kyle isn't so sure. He did some terrible things he's not sure his dad can forgive. He's just hoping they can be comfortable around each other again. Summer thinks this sounds mature. They joke about him working up a good rant. Summer doesn't miss that guy and much prefers this one. At society, Daniel tells Tessa how good it feels to get rid of all the monsters. Tessa hopes he's not going to make a habit of drinking the grief away. She's tried it. It doesn't work. Daniel just wanted to feel numb and try to forget, but that's impossible. He hasn't even had a chance to process the fact that Heather is gone and he'll never see her again. She was a good person. Someone murdered her. The last person she saw was the one who killed her. That's the real monster. Tessa's sure he'll be cleared, and the real killer will be punished. Daniel's skeptical. Tessa tells him the decorations have all been put away. "How do you feel?" Daniel squints. "Better." Tessa thinks that's a start. They sit as Daniel eats his burrito. And Tessa tells him that what happened to Heather was tragic, and what's happening to him is beyond unfair. But he'll beat these charges. When he does, Lucy will need all of his support and love, and he needs to be there for her. Daniel thanks her for everything. He came there tonight feeling beaten down and hopeless. He doesn't feel that way anymore. It's given him some hope, and maybe even a plan. At society, Victoria just wants Claire to have the facts. She's lived through many battles, but she hasn't. Claire grins. Maybe this is her baptism by fire. Cole and Victoria aren't amused. They tell her she doesn't have to prove herself, and no one will think less of her if she turns this down. Claire says they've given her a lot to think about. She thanks them, hugs them, and leaves. Victoria asks Cole, "Is everything okay?" Cole isn't sure. He once took pride in avoiding working for Newman Enterprises. It was toxic and made his skin crawl. Knowing that their daughter is going to walk into that world is a part of fatherhood he didn't see coming. Victoria welcomes him to parenthood. At the Abbott mansion, Kyle teases Summer that he wasn't the only ogre. She laughs that neither of them were at their best during the custody situation. They toast to brighter futures again. A knock comes at the door. It's Claire. She hopes she's not too late to see Harrison in his costume. Kyle tells her they just put him to bed. She should have said something earlier. Claire looks at Summer on the sofa and awkwardness ensues. Claire and Summer greet one another and Kyle shows the nanny pictures of Harrison. Summer decides she should get going. Claire is sorry for interrupting. Summer has work to do anyway. She tells Kyle tonight was really good, and she'll call him tomorrow. Kyle moves Claire aside and heads to the door. "I'll walk you out." At the club, Cole and Victoria thought Claire was going.